What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of WWT Williams Wrestling Talk. Today, I promise we do a little something different. So, today we're going to talk about some Mount Rushmores. So, different categories I got are male wrestler, female wrestler, tag teams, best specialty match type, wrestling moments, best match, like best matches, best title designs, best theme song, and then I'm going to end it with my four favorite wrestlers of all time. So, without further ado, let's get started with the four best wrestlers of all time. Number one, we've got John Cena, you know, the GOAT, 17-time world champion, carried the WWE through years with basically by itself. Next, we got Stone Cold. You can't make a Mount Rushmore video without Stone Cold. I don't really think that even needs to be explained. Same with the next guy, Hulk Hogan. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Hulk Hogan, but I can't deny that he's one of the best wrestlers of all time. And then finally, you may have expected Undertaker. You may have expected The Rock. You may have expected Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Ric Flair. I'm actually going to go with Randy Orton. Now, while some of those guys have things that Randy Orton doesn't, I think Randy Orton stood the test of time. I mean, he's 14-time world champion, I believe. Probably soon to be 15. I think he's going to beat Cody for the world title at some point. I mean, one of the best wrestlers of all time. I mean, you can't argue it. He has the most iconic finisher probably of all time. He has one of the best theme songs of all time. I mean, just a phenomenal wrestler. Next, we're going to go to female wrestlers. The first two, I mean, probably on everybody's list, Trish Stratus and Lita. I mean, the first two women that, I mean, I don't want to say actually wrestled, but I mean, made it more than just a bra and panties match, or you know what I mean. Next, I'm going to go with two of the four horsewomen, and that's Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Becky's on there partly from my own bias, but also she's on there because first woman to main event at WrestleMania, probably one of the most popular women of all time, and most over when she had the man gimmick. I mean, you can't deny that Becky's phenomenal. And then Charlotte, love her or hate her, probably the best in ring wrestler of all time. Now, she doesn't like to put people over. She, in her later years, doesn't seem to really cut a great promo lately, but still one of the best women's wrestlers of all time. Next, we have tag teams. Goes without saying that number one, I'm going to have the Hardys. Jeff Hardy's by far my favorite wrestler of all time. Spoiler alert. Um, and I mean, just phenomenal tag team. I mean, I can't think of a bad Hardy Boys match, and most of those were against the next team, which is the Dudley Boys, who also were phenomenal. I mean, another spoiler alert. One of my best matches of all time on my Mount Rushmore is the Triple Threat TLC at WrestleMania 17. I mean, just crazy match. Will always be my favorite match of all time. The next two may be a little controversial, but for a younger audience, probably not going to be surprised. We got the New Day and we got the Usos. Now I know they're both they both have basically I mean, they've been around the same time. They both have pretty good resumes. You could argue that some teams are probably better. Edge and Christian, DX maybe, who I almost put on the list. Um, you could say, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of a ton of teams. Maybe the Hart Foundation, um, the U.S. Express, the Bushwhackers. I mean, all kinds of teams. But I mean, I think the New Day and the Usos, at least since I got back into wrestling, um, around like 2010 ish till now, like they've just been so important for that tag team division, and I think they're staples. And so that takes us to the best specialty match types, like my Mount Rushmore of those. First, I'm going to say the Royal Rumble. I mean, you can't make a specialty match type video and not talk about the Royal Rumble. Next is going to be, I mean, probably my favorite match type, which is TLC, partly because of I mean, it's my favorite match of all time, one of my most iconic moments of all time, my favorite wrestler. That's his specialty match. So, I mean, that's easily up there. Next, I'm going to go with any iteration of like Falls Count Anywhere, Extreme Rules, No Holds Barred. I think it just leads to a lot of shenanigans and a lot of fun, and typically those matches aren't boring. And then fourth, I was between Hell in a Cell and Steel Cage. Ultimately, ended up going with Steel Cage just because I think it's a better watch on TV and in person. I've seen them both in person and on TV. And I think a steel cage match is a lot easier of a watch than a Hell in a Cell. Now, honestly, you got crazy moments in Hell in a Cell, like the Mankind and Undertaker match, which is in my wrestling moments coming up next. Um, but I think steel cage is just like it's just it ends rivalries. It's just like you got multiple ways to win. Although Jesse Ventura doesn't like escape at the door, it's still a way you can win. Um, I just think it's a really entertaining match. So next, we're gonna go to the wrestling moments. Number one, I've got Rock and Hogan, the stare off before the match. The crowd's going crazy. I mean, you see it if you know anything about wrestling or you've seen any wrestling commercial, you've probably seen that moment. Next, this is purely because it kind of kept me interested in wrestling at the time, but it would also probably be on everybody's wrestling moments, which is the CM Punk's pipe bomb. And then, I mean, I guess you could also tag in Cena's pipe bomb for recently. Both iconic moments. The Cena one more so hilarious because it was obviously a parody, called out some wrestlers, which was funny. I don't know if you guys saw, but Matt Cardona also like said, "Hey, John Cena." Um, but CM Punk's pipe bomb was crazy. It was entertaining. I mean, I think it saved a lot of people's wrestling fandom at that time. Next, I talked about it earlier. Mankind and Undertaker. Undertaker slamming Foley through the cell. I mean, just crazy. Throwing him off the top. I mean, just crazy stuff between those two. Foley is a madman. And then fourth, this almost didn't make it, but then I was like, I can't put a Mount Rushmore wrestling moments without it. And that's Edge spearing Jeff Hardy while he's hanging from the belts. I mean, just such a cool moment. And also, just like the Rock Hogan thing, I mean, you can't really see a commercial or a highlight video of wrestling without seeing that. Next, we're going to go to my best matches of all time. I've got TLC Triple Threat. I talked about it earlier. It's by far my favorite match of all time. Next, I've got Undertaker and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. I mean, just a super cool match. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to replace that with the Undertaker and Triple H Hell in a Cell match with Shawn Michaels as a special guest ref. I think that was a better match now that I'm thinking about those like tail end Undertaker matches. I mean, shenanigans, just a crazy match. Undertaker's insane kick out after the Sweet Chin Music and Pedigree, just such an entertaining match. Third, Cena and Punk. I mean, this may just be recency bias because I just watched it leading up to Night of Champions. But I mean, that match is just so good, and like the ending of Punk jumping the barricade, blowing the kiss. I mean, just such a cool match. And then fourth, I kind of struggled to come up with a fourth, but then I couldn't think of one better than Brett and Shawn Michaels in the Iron Man match. I mean, you had the ending with Vince screwing him. You had just the two are just both phenomenal wrestlers, and the whole match is entertaining. Um, that does it for the matches. Next, we got the best title designs. I mean, the first two, bro, all mine might be controversial and probably not on most people's list, but first I got the WWE spinner belt. For whatever reason, I think that belt is so cool. Um, I had a replica of it when I was younger. I got rid of it when I stopped watching wrestling for a little bit, but like that belt was just so cool and so iconic for the time that I like got back into wrestling until it was retired. Next is the US spinner. That belt I know so many people hate, but I think that belt design is really cool personally. And then next we got the Ruthless Aggression IC, like the oval shaped one before they switched to the white strap. Um, that belt just like it's so iconic to me because as a Jeff Hardy fan, I mean he held that belt so many times. I mean that was like my favorite belt besides the WWE spinner around that time. And then fourth, I couldn't think of really anything that I loved alongside those three, so I just went with the big gold. I just think it was like real iconic. I mean, you think of that belt, you think of Triple H, but I mean, also there's Undertaker, there's Batista, Cena had it a couple times, Hardy had it a couple times, CM Punk got his first world title reign, Edge, Randy Orton. I mean, so many big names from my era of wrestling had that belt. So like, I just can't think of wrestling without thinking of that belt. So then I got my four best theme songs. Now keep in mind this is my personal opinion. I know these four, maybe one or two of them might be on other people's, and most of these aren't going to be. John Cena, I think that song is just so iconic. I mean, he wrote it himself. It's super cool. It's been around for so long. How can you not like it? Next, I have CM Punk. I mean, the song is just great. I listen to the song all the time. Same with the next guy, Cody Rhodes. I mean, I can't think of a more iconic theme in WWE right now than Cody's song. And like, same with Punk's. It's just a good song that you can listen to all the time. And then fourth is definitely it's definitely got some bias in there, but Jeff Hardy, I think No More Words is such a cool intro, and like I just like the song. So now we get to I mean, three of these could be on people's favorite wrestler lists. The fourth, maybe not as much, but number one, I already said it, Jeff Hardy, easily, easily my favorite wrestler. I'm looking up at it right now, a wall of all the Jeff Hardy all the WWE magazines that Jeff Hardy was on the cover of. I've got a Jeff Hardy action figure collection. I mean, Jeff Hardy was the main reason that I kept watching wrestling when I was in like high school and like early college. Just such an entertaining wrestler, such a cool wrestler. Obviously, he's got his interesting outside of wrestling life. But met him in person, super cool in person. Just easily my favorite wrestler. Next, a guy I've had a love hate relationship with the whole time I've watched wrestling, and that's John Cena. When I first got back into wrestling around like 05, 06, I thought he was cool then or between then and like 2010, 11, I hated him because obviously he was Super Cena. He never lost. He was always champion. I was just like, dude, I just don't like this dude. And then when I got back into wrestling the last few years, I'm like watching old Cena matches, and I'm like, okay, now I can really appreciate Cena and like understand how pivotal he was to the wrestling business. And then third, probably on a lot of people's, but CM Punk. I mean, the pipe bomb, the entrance music, the rivalry with Jeff Hardy, the rivalry with Cena, the rivalry with Undertaker. I mean, just such a cool dude. Obviously, same with Jeff Hardy. He's got a little bit of rough around the edges. I mean, Cena touched at it in his pipe bomb that a lot of people in his locker room don't like it. But obviously, he had to fight it all in and all of that. But it- I don't know that I can make a favorite wrestler list without Punk on there. And then fourth, this is the one that's going to surprise everybody. But I will say, it not only has to do with his in ring and everything, like in the world of wrestling, but also outside the world of wrestling. I've met him twice now. Probably one of the coolest, like, famous people I've ever met. Um, but we're gonna go number four, the original bro, Matt Riddle. Spoiler alert: there will be at one point in time a time where he is going to be on the channel. We have an interview set up with him. We're gonna get that set up or get that going, and get to know a little bit more about Matt Riddle. Maybe then you guys will see why he's on my list of my top four wrestlers. But yeah, I mean, just a cool dude. He's got one of the more interesting wrestling gimmicks. Um, but I mean, he just cool, man. Like he was just the most laid back dude ever. Um, my daughter loves him. That's her favorite wrestler. And she like the two wrestling conventions we went to that he was there. She is like, "Can we please go talk to Matt Riddle again?" Probably said hi to him 40 times over the weekends. Um, but yeah, I mean, no, I don't need to say much more. I just think he's a cool wrestler, cool dude. I appreciate the guy. Shout out Matt Riddle if you see this. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the favorite wrestler list. If you want to see kind of like my top 10, we could probably do that in another video, like my top 10 favorite wrestlers. Maybe even do our like top 10 favorite women's wrestlers as well. But that's probably gonna do it for me today. If you want to comment in the like, if you want to put a comment of your favorite wrestler, or you think some of my Mount Rushmores are just absolutely ludicrous, feel free to roast me in the comments. I don't care. Um, but if you enjoyed, like, subscribe. Like I said, leave a comment. If you got any video ideas you want to see me talk about, just let me know. Um, but I'll be back tomorrow as usual. Peace.